of course me, the Invertabarian, and today we are joined by a chap I was really fortunate and lucky enough to meet at the Southern Invert Show. Please join me as we have a little chat with our guest, Ian of Ian Tarantulas.
Lovely.
Hello, it's me, the Invertabarian, and today I am joined by
Ian Tarrantula.
We're off to a great start, mate. Off to a great start. Okay, Ian. So you are relatively new to the world of YouTube.
I am, yeah.
Your channel's been on the go about 2 months, coming up for 3 months.
In September.
So, first question, obviously, then has to be: what was it that inspired you or made you decide to become a YouTuber? A tuber. Why are you a tuber?
Well, I've been sort of like watching a lot of you guys, for the last probably year or so. I've always been into, spiders, mainly spiders and tarantulas. Finally got myself into a position where I can start keeping them. And it was probably a month or two before I started. I saw a video Sam from Bug Realm's done, explaining why he started YouTube. And pretty much his story, I could have been looking in the mirror pretty much the same as me.
And for anyone that isn't aware of that, I would highly recommend you go and watch that on Bug Realms, because he could probably, his explanation is better than I think I could justify, and it's your story is perhaps for you to tell in your own time. As and when you're ready to. You've said there's a lot of connection there with his story, so I think if people go and watch that, they'll understand without speaking too much.
Yeah.
So, aside from obviously Sam, who you've mentioned, who were your biggest inspirations when you thought about coming into YouTube? And since starting your channel, has that changed, or is it the same people that you generally draw inspiration from, or are you inspired by your own imagination and creativity?
Well, obviously, you got the big guys. You got the Dark Den, you got Exotic Slayer, Tarantula Dan. They were probably the big three that I was originally watching. I think Tarantula Dan was probably the first ever one I saw, and this was going back quite a few years ago. I remember watching a BBC documentary, and they had the Goliath bird eater on there. So I just literally went on to Google, Googled it because I wanted, I was just fascinated by the sheer size of the thing. So I, and it come across the video where he was like handling it, and I was like just blown away completely by that. And that was, since then it's kind of like been an inspiration to keep on. I haven't got one yet. I was close to getting one at the Southern Invert Show, but I saw a few others that I thought instead of paying 80 quid on one spider, I could split that between sort of like 3 or 4, because my collection isn't that big at the moment. So. But yeah, next year is the plan. Either Sturmey or Blondie, one or the other. I'm not too sure yet.
I would quite like to add the Apophysis, if that's correctly. You know what I'm on about. People watching might not, but so have you got any plans for the channel? I would say end of year goals, but we're getting pretty darn close towards the end of the year. So is there anything you're hoping to achieve moving into next year? Let's say, let's.
Just continue doing what I'm doing, really. I mean, I didn't really set out to get as many subscribers. It was kind of that, just to document everything I've done. And if people wanted to come along for the ride at the same time, then that'd be great. Doing collaborations is something that I've enjoyed doing. Obviously, doing the live video at the Invert Show. It's great to meet yourself and quite a few of the others there. So it's just continuing to grow the collection, really, as much as the fiance will let me.
I would say for anyone that is sort of playing catch up, we obviously met at the Southern Invert Show. You've got a video, I've got a video. Lots of people that were there have got videos. There was lots of people met up. It was an amazing experience for myself. That was the first one I'd attended. Was that your first show, or have you been to others throughout the year?
It was the first Invert Show. I went to Bugfest the month before, down in Yeovil in Somerset. But that was the first Invert Show. I wanted to go to the BTS before I even thought about doing YouTube, but unfortunately work commitments, I had to go and do a job for work. So unfortunately, I missed that one, which is a bit of a shame because obviously the biggest one of the year, but keeping it free for next year.
Well, as I say, I mean, I was kind of blown away by the number of people I met, and it was a really awesome experience. So for anybody, as I say, watch the videos, and if you're at any of the, I would highly recommend anyone interested in keeping pets, looking to get into inverts, should attend the shows. It's an amazing experience to meet like-minded people, and obviously to pick up either start a hobby or add to your hobby.
Yeah,
which kind of leads us into, and you've kind of already answered this. Is there anything? Is there a dream? Is there anything you are targeting or really want to add to the collection? And the back of that was why, but I think you've kind of answered that. But on you go.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously the Sturmy or the Blondie, one or the other. Blondies are generally a little bit more expensive, but other than that, Kilobrachys species, I haven't got any of those yet. Even electric blue, that one looks really really pretty, but again, it all depends on the financial situation.
Yeah, it's a bit of the finances is the biggest problem with this hobby.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Is there anything that you would consider an absolute no-go to add to your collections, or anything you've thought, nah, I'm just not doing it, no interest?
In the terms of spiders or tarantulas, probably not, to be honest with you. I don't know. True spiders, I'm not a massive fan. Don't get me wrong. I do, like documenting them, but keeping them, I've never kept any. So that might be a bit of a one that I would really need to properly research before I was to keep a true spider. Obviously, is it Reese who's got the red fang?
All right, yeah. I tried to purchase a couple of them, and long story short, it went horribly wrong. But hopefully, at Reese, if you've got any spare, it'd be pretty cool. I'm sorry, my dog is whinging and growling. It's little boohooky. So, aside from the red fang, which I think we both agree are lightning fast and probably somewhat terrifying, what is your most terrifying moment as a keeper? What's really made you kind of like jump out your skin?
I haven't had any sort of situations like that. I think the most nervous so far was when I first got my first old world. I rescued it from a reptile rescue centre, and it was in quite a small container. Now, it was obviously burrowed right to the bottom. I couldn't see it at all because you couldn't really see through the tub. So I didn't have a clue what size it was or anything like that. So I literally went on to Tom Moran's videos on how to get them out of their burrows, and done it. And thankfully it went quite smoothly. But
what was that? What was
oh, sorry, it's the H. gigas.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, so no, it was rehousing the first old world. That was quite an experience.
yeah, that's a bath job, Tom, if ever there was one.
Yes, definitely it was. Yeah.
And again, anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, we all know spiders, and bathtubs are notorious enemies. So if you're rehousing a spider you're uncertain of in any way, do it in the bathtub. And that's a valuable.
I had the bathtub, then I had a big 64-litre tub, and then I had them. So I wasn't taking any chances.
No. So off the back of that, what's been your most enjoyable moment as a YouTuber, or just as a keeper in general? What's the first thing that springs to mind?
Probably picking up, receiving the first lot that I ordered from the spider shop. I ordered 3 brachypalmas, one juvie and 2 slings, and just unboxing them for the first time was just an exciting moment, really. It was, because it's the first ones I've ever kept. I've been waiting to actually go and buy one, and I bought 3 on my first purchase, and so September now. I'm expecting my 18th one on Thursday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a real sense of adrenaline and excitement. The first purchase, and even just coming into the hobby, I think is quite an exciting time. And there's lots of really helpful people. There's a lot of
yeah. No, I didn't even expect to be a part of the YouTube community. I was speaking to Sam on one of his videos, and he said, try and go for it. And I wasn't, I was thinking, I've only got a few videos. I've got probably about 20 subscribers at the time. There's no chance of me getting accepted in, but thankfully I did, and met so many great new people, and obviously get to look at more videos, even more than what I was watching before. So you do get to see other people's ideas, and
it opens up a whole new source of information and knowledge and possibilities and inspiration. And so either within that community or just in general, is there any one person you would absolutely love to meet up with and have some kind of collaborative project with? And if so, have you thought about what that would be at all?
That's a good question. I don't know if I could pin it down to really one.
No, that's the question. Answer the...
Yeah.
I'm not going to change your questions just for you.
Yeah. I would probably have to go with Tarantula Dan. Obviously, like I say, he's the first one I ever saw. I would, in terms of what we do,
maybe let his leech feed off you, because he's a big kiff when it comes to that. So you can maybe be his leech feeder.
Yeah, I've never given that a go. I'll still Black Widow do ours, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, definitely.
There you go, Dan. We've found you a food supply.
You got your victim.
Okay, name for us, if you will, 3 suppliers you would recommend if somebody was coming into the hobby or just building on their collection. 3 suppliers you would be like, these are the guys you order from.
Portsmouth Tarantulas, So Many Eggs, and the Spider Shop, obviously, probably the biggest one in the UK.
Great, Gary, perfect. Probably about the most named 3 channels. So we're going to move on a little bit, and of course last night launched the Fatal Fangs competition.
Yes.
Hope everybody is watching and voting and joining in, and it's already proven to be something of a success, and hopefully it will continue to do so. For yourself watching, was there any videos that particularly stood out you felt were possible winners within either their set, or could go on to take the competition? Any jumping out this early in the game?
I think the one that stood out for me, I can't remember who it was now, but the Nandu where it jumped at the tongs. I can't remember which one that was now. But yeah, that was probably the one of definitely the one of that round. I can't remember who exactly it was now.
If they're watching, they can comment. I had to write each round. I had to write who I wanted, so that when I came to the voting, I could remember exactly who I wanted to vote on each one. So I'll probably end up with lists all around my house. Obviously, you have been paired up with the Dark Den.
Yeah.
You have touched upon that briefly in one of your videos. Do you just want to discuss that? Is there anything have you got a game plan? Have you got something you think this, Soju Petcom, this is going to whoop your hooky?
Well, I've had a bit of unlucky time. Really, it's bad timing, because obviously I thought my Nandi Chromatus, where they're probably a really ferocious eater, I thought that one would probably be the best one I would use, but it actually molted yesterday or the day before, so it hasn't actually eaten for 2 or 3 weeks. So,
nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've sent my video off now.
That's it. I think.
Yeah,
I think everybody's now in. I think I'm right in saying everybody has submitted their clip, regardless of whether week 1, 2, 3, etc. So I don't think there's much any of us could do now, apart from leave it to the public vote.
Exactly.
Hopefully take it from there. So we're going to digress back a bit, and obviously you've mentioned that I think you said it was your 18th is on its way. And again, you've kind of almost answered this question, but what was that what got you the moment with Sam and with Dan and the video and everything, and seeing it on the BBC? Is that what inspired you? Is that what made you think, right, I want to be a tarantula keeper? Or, growing up, were you the kind of the spider kid that everybody came to?
No, I wasn't really. I was quite sporty and everything, but in my spare time, I used to watch like a lot of documentaries. My granddad, David Attenborough, absolute legend. So I was always into wildlife, but the spiders, whenever they would come on, they would be the first thing I'd ever watch, along with probably reptiles as well. But it wasn't until I was in the situation where I could keep them. My previous relationship, my ex-wife, she was petrified of spiders, so there was no chance of me ever keeping one at all. So luckily my fiance now, she tolerates them. She's even handled one or two of them. So in that respect, she's been brilliant.
I'm in exactly the same boat. My previous wife was, just, it wasn't even so much that she was scared of spiders, but the name tarantula seems to have this very negative connotation to it, and people hear that think, you can say I'm going to keep a pet spider, or you can say I'm going to keep a pet tarantula, and completely different images seem to pop into mind. And I think it's certainly something I want to try and break down, is that tarantulas aren't these fearful, horrible creatures that the movies you believe are going to kill you. So for somebody that was wanting to come into the hobby, tarantula keeping or exotic pets, what advice would you offer to them? What would be your words of wisdom?
Do your research. That's all you can say. Just think what you want. Whether if you want, obviously recommend it for beginners, New World. 100%. Just do your research. That's all you need to do.
And likewise, same question, but anyone who was contemplating starting up a YouTube channel,
just go for it. Just go for it. If you want to do it, do it. It's helped me a lot with my anxiety that I suffer with. My communication skills, talking to people. Responding to the comments, I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's built the inner confidence inside myself. So
I don't think people appreciate that what it offers to us, as well as what we try and provide to the audience for the people creating these shows, whether they're presenters or whether they hide behind the camera. That still it gives a purpose and a meaning and an enjoyability and a new sense of something for us. But hopefully that's something people can explore in their own way, is finding something that offers something back to them. Is there any animals that you would actually then consider yourself afraid of? Obviously, arachnophobia is the UK's biggest fear, or certainly one of them. Is there anything you would admit to being afraid of?
Probably not, to be honest with you. Anything that can probably eat you, maybe. Big cats or anything like that, maybe I wouldn't really keep. But other than in regards to keeping animals as pets, I don't think, probably the only thing I wouldn't keep for the sake of the family is probably Scolopendra of some sort. I do find them fascinating, but it's just.
The one thing I will say about I have a Scolopendra. I have a Dahani. I've kept a number of Dahanis. I've only ever had one escape, and that was because I put air holes too big in the tub. It was a little pling, but I did find it. Tore the house apart, found it. All's good. But they are notorious escape artists. Fascinating animals, hunt and feed, etc. I would highly recommend them. Just obviously make sure your enclosure is escape proof. Now, Ian, on your profile, it mentions you're a legend.
A legend.
You're a legend. And I was wondering, what is it that makes you, what are you legendary for? What makes you a legend?
Christ, I put that on there about 10 years ago.
Right, okay, well, see, I thought I would help you with this one. I thought I'd do you a favour. I went on to WikiHow, and there's 9 rules on how to become a legend. So I thought we could go through them and we could identify if you are indeed a legend. Number 1, identify your talents.
Uh, I am.
You've got 50-50 phone a friend, ask the audience still left for you.
I don't know. I DJ in my spare time. I consider myself fairly good at mixing. What else am I good at?
What's your channel? You present a good channel. Yeah. Okay. Do you consider your values?
100%.
Absolutely. Is there an overlap between your talent and your values?
I wouldn't say so.
Can you embrace your niche?
I try to.
Do you emulate others?
Yeah, I would say I would, yeah.
Do you have a positive outlook?
I try to.
Do you have the ability to stop worrying about what others think?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
I don't care what anyone thinks.
Are you prepared to start living for others?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you prepared to give back and give freely?
Always.
You, sir, have passed the legendary test. You are indeed a legend, according to WikiHow. There we go. You can leave that there. Okay. A classic question that is throughout every interview. What is your favourite horror movie? And if you say you don't like horror movies, I'm going to scream.
Probably the original Friday the 13th. I'm not a massive fan of horrors, don't get me wrong. Probably the older ones are the better ones. I'm not too keen on the psychological horror ones. You know.
And we're both children of the 80s, of course. So for us, things like Aliens, Predator,
yes, Aliens,
like classic movies, and obviously we would then feed back to The Shining, the old classics. I think horror movies of this generation and the sort of millennials is very much more about a gore aspect. I think old movies were the sort of older horror movies of us growing up, and prior to that were certainly more psychological and mind play. And I think nowadays they rely on that whole that aspect of horror. But that's another topic for another day. If you could absorb, and I know you did a bit about the passing of Stan Lee, one of the biggest losses in the universe. If you could absorb the abilities of any two animals, what would they be and why?
Abilities, I would probably say
strength of the bear, speed of a puma.
Yeah, speed of a cheetah would be good. And probably I like the echolocation of a bat.
Yeah, I find that quite interesting that people can actually do that. People that are born with sight deficiencies I find that absolutely fascinating, the whole concept. And Daredevil's one of my favourite, slightly different scale, but Daredevil's one of my ultimate favourite characters. Your final question, based on your own likes, on a scale of 0 to Thomas the Tank Engine, how steaming were you last night?
Pretty sober last night.
Oh, well, there you go. You've answered your final question. You are done. Admittedly, I had a wee cheeky Stella last night. I do like a wee Stella. Please do drink responsibly. And anyway, I noticed on your likes, it kind of stuck out. You've got like a ridiculous number of likes. Most of them are predominantly cars, music, bikes, that kind of thing. But Thomas the Tank Engine certainly struck out. So, Ian, all that's left for me to say is a huge thank you. I really hope people have watched this, learned, and inspired to come and subscribe to your channel. It's been really interesting. I think you've gave away a lot, and I think we've had a bit of a shenanigan along the way.
Yeah, so, it's been a pleasure. Absolutely pleasure.
All that's really left for me to say is a goodbye from me. The wee man's not here, and of course a goodbye from yourself.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks ever so much, Ian, and we'll speak to you again soon. Please do like, share, subscribe, and of course comment. Do comment, because we both absolutely love reading the comments. It helps us produce better. I'll say better. It helps us in some random way. So a bye-bye from me and a bye-bye from Ian.
Bye-bye.
Of course, was Ian Tarrantula. Please do go and subscribe to his channel. A very sincere, honest, pardon me, lovely guy. Really enjoyed my interview with him. And yeah, as I said, I had the fortune of being able to meet him at the Southern Invert show. Would love to meet again, sit, have a drink, chill out, have a chat. Really, really nice guy. So please go check out his channel. Do subscribe. It really helps show that its content is valued and supported, and you'll enjoy it. He produces great videos, great guy, as I've said. I cannot sing his praise enough. So without further ado, I'm going to say my bye-byes. Please do subscribe to me, of course, me. Comment below, let me know what you think, and that's really all there is for me to say. There will be a link for Ian's channel in the description. Hit the old bell icon so you'll know when I'm producing more content, video type things. And yeah, so all that's left for me to say is flippity jibbity bits, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Please do like, share, subscribe, and bye bye.